Okay, let's settle down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get the man of the hour on. He's done such a great job on the challenge, does such a great job of bringing some great words to us on how to prospect, what he does in the field. He takes us out showing stuff that he does. He's hails from the Dallas, Texas area. You know I'm talking about Mr. Backbone Imposter, right out Randolph, strong. So without further ado, can we give a warm welcome back to the call today, the one and only who is truly missed, Sam Backbone Foster.
All right. Thank you guys for having me on the call. Thank everybody for your prayers, your phone calls. Even if I didn't get back to you, I felt it. Thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and get started, guys. Had an interesting week, a couple of weeks, of course, but I found out a lot of things, guys. And there's nothing like going through a bit of adversity to test your character. Say that again. There's nothing like going through a bit of adversity to test your character. Okay. Now, what do you mean by that? I'm getting to it. All right. And this is going to be for a lot of people that's on the call that's maybe doubting yourself and things of that nature. I had my new IBO. We've been going back and forth since I've been from out of town. We're going back and forth. She's been putting services in the system. She's been doing pretty good. All right. She was supposed to be on the call, but she's actually working. So if she jumps on the call, good. If she doesn't, I already told her she can go back to the channel because it's going to be recorded. All right. With that said, if you're taking notes, the title of the message, guys, especially when I got individuals, these big esteemed individuals like Kathleen Williams on the call, Rick Kubiak all the way from Hawaii, Danny Payne, I'm in gallery. I can see you guys. I do not want to disappoint. So if you're taking notes, I even got Japan on the call. Louisa Payan is on the call. My brother from another mother. I get it. Dwight all the way in Alabama. But if you guys are taking notes, the title of the message today, Jackie Black, is The System Works. That's right. Harrison Mills, the system works. All right. What do you mean by that? I got you. Maria Estrada, I got you. Gregory Williamson, I got you. The system works. Talking to my new IBO, this is one of the things, guys, you're going to have to really remember about the system. All right? Because we got everybody on this call. We got newer people on the call. We got older people on the call. We got all points in between. This is why it's important to let people know and remind yourself that the system works. All right? Where you going with it? I'm going to show you something, guys. If you're not familiar with your back office, me personally, I used to hate the new back office. Oh, let me reverse that, guys. Edit that. I used to thoroughly dislike it. Let me be politically correct. I used to thoroughly dislike the new back office. It was like a juggernaut to me. I could not figure it out. I'm old school. I'm set in my ways. These co-founders, these tech guys, no disrespect to you techies out there, but guys, I just do not like all this high velocity of technology. It just doesn't work for me. But when I started playing with the back office, guys, in your spare time, just play with it, relax, breathe a little bit, start playing with it. Why? Because you pay for a system that absolutely works. And when you really get in tune with it, it's going to be what they love to call user friendly. And when you get the hang of it, you're going to see why the co-founders do a lot of changes when it comes to the back office, because they try to keep you up to date. And then if you really learn how to work it, guys, it really works for you and not against you. Remember, guys, the best place you can be right now is outside of your comfort zone. I'm gonna say that again now. The best place you can be is right outside of your comfort zone. Well, why is that? I'm glad you asked. Watch this, guys. If you go to your back office, and I'm just gonna be quick with this part because I got another part and I got a lot of stuff swirling in my head since I didn't get on a call last week. So I'm gonna give it to you guys. I'm gonna give it to you. Watch this. So when you go into your back office, this new back office thing, guys, all you have to do is get familiar with those three stripes. When you touch those three stripes in the top left-hand corner, you go to the back side and it says IBO login, and you touch that thing again, then you're gonna go to another portal. And that's gonna get you to your back office, and then you're gonna see three stripes again. Once you touch that, it's gonna drop down. Watch this part, guys. It's simple. Then it's gonna start showing you stuff like resources and stuff like that. That resource board button is very important. Why is that? Because when you touch that resource button, it's going to drop down, guys, and it's going to give you a world of information that you didn't even know was back there. Now, play with it for a while now because you got to get used to it. And guess what, guys? You can always refresh it. So if it trips on you, don't worry about it. Play with it. That's why it's at your disposal. Why? Because when you got new IBOs that join your team and they're coming, they're going to want to know what you know. They're going to start asking questions, and you ought to be already familiar with the information and how it works. And now I know I got Jabri Clemens on here and I got Harrison Mills. That's right, guys. I'm talking about it, and you know I was a dinosaur. So I'm just telling you, if I can do it, anybody can do it. But I was amazed, guys, when I had these last couple of weeks. I was playing with it and I said, wow, this is amazing. Watch this. If you're looking at it from a perspective of a new IBO, right? You gotta understand that most new IBOs don't really know anything. That sometimes they ask a bunch of questions, sometimes they don't ask much at all because they kind of in the middle. But guys, the first thing we ought to tell a new IBO, the first thing we ought to tell them about the system is believe in yourself. Now I told you guys when I was peaking this individual that just joined my team, Mr. Thomas was very instrumental in getting her on my team because we did something that most people don't do. We went old school. We got on a Tuesday night call. We flipped it over into the back room, and then Mr. Thomas did his thing from Fresno, and she just was amazed. I'm just gonna be honest with you. She was amazed. So basically, I did what Mr. Thomas always say. I let the big boys do the heavy lifting. I got out my own way. And then she just was amazed, guys. And I started realizing something about new people. I started realizing, wait a minute, they really want this. But the first thing you got to tell a new IBO is not only to believe in themselves, but guys, to be a producer of their own product. And sometimes we're scared to do that, no disrespect, because we not producing after our own product. Now I'm gonna show you how this works. Everybody should have the confidence enough to tell somebody this because everything that we do, everybody already has the services, Adrian O'Neal. Sometimes we complicate this thing because we don't want to push this thing a little bit further with this backbone and posture and tell them, you know, you got this already, right? The biggest thing you have to do is flip it over to yourself. Now, the conversation I had with my person was this. She wanted to know, she said, oh, I got these devices, my kids, and I want to upgrade. I said, well, get the service first. Watch this, guys. I said, get the service. Don't worry about an upgrade because I realized something, guys. when you talk about an upgrade, most people do an upgrade because of advertisement. Guys, we are IBOs, which means we own our own business. Independent business owner, guys. We're not worried about an upgrade. Guys, you can upgrade later. Get the service. And guess what I figured out, guys? We were talking about services like cell phone service and tablets. Guys, you do realize that if you go ahead and get the service, you do know we can go to places like Best Buy and upgrade the technology. Guys, I mean, conveniently, which means you don't have to wait on the device to come in. You can walk in a store, pick up the device, and you can upgrade it like that. But guys, if you're haggling with somebody talking about, well, I don't know, yeah, maybe you might want to upgrade, forget the upgrade. You can upgrade later. You want to get the service under your belt because as many services as you can get, you want to capitalize on that your first 30 days. Why? That's going to motivate you. That's going to motivate your business. And when people come on, that's going to motivate your team and potential customers. That's how you get paid. And then I figured out something. You hit the resource tab, guys. They already have the promotions for the month already up there for the new IBO and for the present IBO. So they're showing it to you in real time. And guys, I figured something out. Do you know they're paying out? They're literally paying out. Now watch this. Not only are they paying out, but we already know the structure of the comp plan. Then on top of that, guys, you got to tell your new people, do you realize that you're still going to be getting paid? Because when you hit the ETL status, that's $50 every qualified person. Watch this. It's $150 every qualified person. Guys, you got to tell them the numbers. Because if you tell them the numbers and screenshot them the information, you ain't got to tell them to necessarily go back there at that time. Take a screenshot, send it to them in a text. Why? Because if they at work, they can be looking right at it. And most people flip out. Why is that, Jackie Black? Because at your company, at your job, at your pleasant place of employment, whoever you are, they are not paying that out. There's not a comp plan, guys, that can match the comp plan that ACN is putting out, guys, especially in this economy. I'm trying to figure out where they do that at. They don't. I'm telling you they don't. I'm a fact-finding person. Nobody's paying that out. And one of the reasons why we can pay it out because we have longevity. We have reserve and longevity. We got it. The difference is, guys, is you believing in yourself. You saying, I'm going to produce after me. I'm going to get every service that I can get off the table. And that springboards you into everything else. Had a conversation with somebody and they were telling me, for instance, guys, and this is what you can use for future IBOs. Well, my sister don't believe it's real. I say, your sister don't matter. They said, what you mean? I said, do you believe it's real? Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. I said, do you believe it's real? I said, the biggest thing you did was get in. I said, that's the biggest hurdle, guys. The biggest hurdle is getting in. Now, once you get in, everything is yours. Let me jog your memory for a second, guys. And I know I'm going places, but watch this. People start trying to trip you up and they'll say stuff like, do I need an LLC? No. You're an IBO. No disrespect to an LLC, but you really don't need it. Why is that? Let me give you guys a fun fact. In the state of Texas, the average LLC, if you're getting one registered, is anywhere between $50 and $500. Now, the average in Texas, on record, it'll cost you $300. So this is what I tell somebody, guys. Why do you need to get an LLC? No disrespect to LLC. It's important at some places, whatever. I get that. But my point is this. What does that have anything to do with you being an IBO? You got everything up under the umbrella as soon as you join. The difference is you. That's the difference. If you don't have your own services, that's your problem. LLC doesn't matter. What matters is qualification, because that's going to build your business from the inside out. Now, watch this, Miss Terry. If you already know the comp plan, and the comp plan is huge, they give you a bonus every month. That's extra money. And they tell you once you get qualified to start going to ETL and RC and RD, they're paying you for your actual IBOs getting qualified. They're going to drop money in your account again. Guys, hold on. Now we can do numbers, Mr. Thomas, because it's on print. We're only doing fact numbers. Okay, as an ETL, you can tell your new IBO, once you hit that mark, you get $50 every time you qualify a person on your team. $50. That's a free $50, guys. Watch this. They're going to get paid and you're going to get paid. Now, what if you did 5 or 6 people at a time? See, this is what we don't pay attention to because we're scared to say that because we're not pushing ourselves to do it. But this is fact, guys. Watch this. As an RC, you get $150. That's an extra $100 for doing the same thing. That's free money. Uh-oh, I'm sorry, Kathleen Williams. That's free money. I said, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's free money. That's free money. You getting free money, guys. No. I'm not going to stop. It's free money. Why? Because you didn't do nothing. Your IBO got qualified. Watch this, guys. If they do the 5 services with the 10 points, first 30 days, they get $200, Mr. Thomas. Watch this. Then you get your money for them getting qualified. Wait a minute. If you go to RD, if I'm not mistaken, let me do my math, guys, you get $250. Free money. They still get qualified at $200. Guys, do the math. That's around $500. Wait a minute. That's upfront money. Upfront, guys. That's free money. Watch this. And then if you really telling them the truth, guys, watch this part. Miss Terry, I'm on it. Watch this. If you really telling them the truth, Miss Terry, guess what? You still gonna be making residuals off that money after the first 30 days. And we're not talking about new people that join your team personally or your teammates' team, because you're still cycling that money. But that's live money, guys. That's live money. Let me repeat that, Mr. Thomas, because they didn't hear me. Is this thing on? Is this thing on? That's live money. The money's still cycling, guys, and it don't stop cycling. As long as you don't stop pelling, they starting to pay out. Cha-ching, cha-ching, and they rolling. And if you don't think they rolling, ask a RD on the call if they don't get $250 every qualification. Oh, watch this. We got RVP on the call. Ask them how much they get paid per qualification. Now, see, the point is, guys, you got proof on the call. And we want to play with this thing. You got proof on the call. You got a senior vice president on the call. We really don't want to ask him how much he get per qualification. But my point is, it started out at $50 a head. Simplistics, guys. $50 a head. That's what you got to tell your people. And you got to tell yourself, we losing money, guys, because we not thinking about the system. We thinking about all this stuff other people tell us about our own system. Oh, it don't work. How it don't work and you working it? How it don't work and you already got my stuff? Mr. Thomas, I'm going to pause right there because somebody didn't get that part. How are you going to tell me my system don't work and you doing my system? I don't care if you don't want to do it, but you telling a lie. You can't be talking on a cell phone and we do cell phones and you tell me the cell phone don't work. Because if you got flash wireless, guys, and you say hello and they say hello, Rick Kubiak, it's working. If you say hello on your phone, Rick Kubiak, they don't have flash wireless and our system works, it's working. Let me pause for the call because somebody didn't get that part. Now you're going to have to play this back because you really got to think about what I'm saying. We're missing money on the table. And I can talk money because I'm talking ACN fact. I'm talking ACN comp plan. So if I'm talking right and it's right, and you can look back at it and fact check it on documentation, we can talk all day. Because it's the comp plan. It's the way the system is set up. And I figured something out, guys. The reason why we can do money the way we can do money is because we're solid in what we do. And because when the real people get attached to it, it starts a snowball effect. That's why you get all these promotions. Because people start hitting momentum. The only thing that separates you from the average person that hit momentum, watch this, guys, is your mind state. If you start changing your mind state and realize how this comp plan really works and how this system is set up, and it's set up for you to win and not fail, boy, you be out there talking to people, you be out there making more phone calls. Why? Because the system works. And the last time I checked, guys, if everybody got what we already got, what do I care about somebody telling me no? First of all, they telling me no because they intimidated. Second of all, they telling me no because they scared to do what we do. Third of all, they not really telling me no because they can't tell me no and they already got it. It's what I allow to come into my mentality, not their mentality. And that's why we get scared and intimidated a lot of times, guys, because we don't do our own stuff like we should. Because if 5 services is going to get me $200 my first 30 days, and the average person got 5 services at their house, if I'm trying to come into the organization, I'm going to ask you what you got. And if you tell me you only got 3 services, I'm not coming to your organization. I'm not. Because if you're not qualified, I don't see where you trying to get me to be qualified. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've been gone. I'm sorry. But somebody got to tell the truth. Why is that? Because Miss Terry, guess what I figured out? Just like I told y'all 2 weeks ago, and I just got this new IBO. Guys, you're getting ready to have another holiday. Remember, I told you about Mother's Day. You get ready to go to another holiday. You get ready to go out around all these people eating this barbecue, all these people going to these cookouts. Are you going to get ready to go out around all these people? And some of us, let me say this, some of us are being intimidated and we'll say, I don't want them to say you still doing that thing. Yup. I don't want to get into an argument with Uncle Fester. Uncle Fester got a cell phone. Watch this. I don't want to get in an argument with my cousin. Your cousin flicking on the light. Get in an argument with him. You ought to be ashamed if you not tell them about ACN. And we all over the country. We got Alberta, Canada on the call. Wait a minute. We got Japan and Hawaii on the call. Why would I go somewhere and be intimidated about talking to somebody about something that they already do that I own? Independent business owner. And I'm going to leave you guys with this. The difference between long-term thinking and a short-term mentality is this. Had a conversation with my friend the other day. I just got back in town, right? Watch this. He has a worker's mentality. Watch this, guys. Marvetta, he got a worker's mentality. Watch this. Watch this. Sensational. He got a worker's mentality. I'm in the car with him. Strong. Al Randolph, he got a worker's mentality. Why he got a worker's mentality? I'm in the car with him and he tells me, hey man, I'm glad you back. You know, I put in for a promotion at my job. I said, oh yeah? He said, yeah. I said, what's up? He said, well, man, I think they're gonna give it to me. I said, oh yeah? He said, yeah. I said, why you say that? He said, man, because I've been there a while. He said, and you know what they offering? I said, what? He said, $42 an hour. Watch this, watch this, watch it. He said, but I got to work 2 years. Watch this, guys, to get $42 if they give it to him. Watch this. I didn't say nothing. I used to jump right in, Mr. Thomas. I didn't say a word. Watch this. Sometimes you got to listen to the whole picture. Watch this. This is what he tell me, guys. He said, I got to work 2 years to get to $42 an hour if they pick me. If they pick me for the position. Watch this. He didn't realize, guys, and it hit me because I'm always on the call and we get infiltrated with real facts. He didn't realize in 2 more years, if y'all think the price of eggs is high now, $42 an hour 2 years from now is going to look like $15 an hour. Wait a minute, guys, because that's how their system works. That's just the truth, guys. It's called inflation. But you know how residual income works? Residual income doesn't pay attention to inflation because residual income is penetrated differently. Residual income is made while you're asleep. It compounds itself. Somebody gonna get that. You got to replay this because somebody's gonna get that. So the average person, entrepreneur that makes residual income, they can't pay attention to the economy like that because it's on a different scale. Residual income's on a different scale than a check. I'm sorry, Mr. Thomas. I'm sorry. I got about 2 more minutes and I'm gonna be off your call. I appreciate you for letting me come in, but I'm telling you guys, residual income doesn't pay attention to a 9 to 5 because it don't work that way. Residual income pays attention to compound, which means it's steady adding to itself. That's how that works. And it doesn't work on a 9 to 5. So if you sitting here, the guy was sitting there telling this to me, and I'm sitting here, it took everything I had to sit here and tell him, you idiot. First of all, you guessing on 2 years from now. They'll fire you before you get to $42 an hour because they don't want you to make that much. Watch this. It's called bait and switch. They'll throw a number up there and they can take it right back down. They can play with you anytime they want to. And we already know if they put you on salary, they'll kill you. I'm sorry. Let me get out. Let me get off that. But I'm just telling you, stop looking at a 9 to 5. Look at a 5 to 9 p.m. That's how you got to look at that as an entrepreneur. Why? Because Mr. Thomas is on the call. You talk about getting paid by the hour, Mr. Thomas look at you like you crazy. Because it don't make sense, especially when you got a vehicle like ACN. And everybody's got your stuff in their hand. And all you got to do is open your mouth and say something. Well, I don't know if they're going to like me. Who cares? What are you talking about? AT&T don't know you from a can of paint. You think they care if you like them or not? The logo look ugly. What that got to do with anything? You still talk on their phone. Come on, man. Come on, man. You still flick on the light. You don't worry about who the CEO of your of the light company is. It don't matter. You know what matters? That the light works. And the problem is you don't understand how the system works, because if you understood how the system works, you'll work the system because it works. Now, Mr. Thomas, I just had to get that off my chest. I know it was a little rocky and I felt some kind of way about it, but I had to get that off my chest. It was sitting on me. Now, guys, since I've been gone, I've been picking quite a few people in a whole nother state. And my pitch has been, I do business all over the country. Now, I got several people that I got to call back this weekend, and I set that up on purpose so I can disattach myself from an area I'm no longer in. Watch this, guys. But I got names and numbers so I can call them at the ready. I've already had a person call me back yesterday that was interested, and they were at a hotel. They were a bartender at a hotel. The girl said she'd been working there 8 years. She said she want to make a difference in her life. 8 years she been working there. No disrespect, guys, but she been seeing all these CEOs throwing back out the fire in routine, in routine. And that system doesn't work. But I told her, if you connect yourself to this system that works 24/7, and you can give somebody tangible evidence of how this system really works, and let the big boys work them while you at work, and then we throw them back to you, and then we get them right mentally, then you got yourself a huge team in an area that you can develop that'll keep working, because it'll work if you work it. With that said, Mr. Thomas, that has been my time. And I thank y'all for paying attention to
Oh,
me. Thank you.